Well, this is Dan.
I just got this 2200 PSI Honda power washer. So what we're going to do is the carburetor needs to be taken apart and redone because it's been sitting, and that's what happens to these. So if you're doing that, this is probably going to fix it for you. So pay attention to the video. I'll show you what you need to do. Well, the very first thing you want to do, as always, I hope you got your brush, your brush for your cleaner. A 10mm wrench. Let's take the ball off, because you're going to have to take the ball off. Hope you got your needle nose pliers. We always need those. And go ahead and clean the carburetor up a little bit before we take it apart. Although mine ain't very dirty, it does need to be cleaned up because the cleaner will help to loosen things up so that when you put her back together, all the mechanisms are going to work better. Everything's just going to be better. So no matter how clean yours is, just go ahead and brush her down. And if yours is clean, it won't take you a second. Just to brush it down like that, kind of damp rag it, you know, just kind of damp rag it. That'd be good enough. Now let's go ahead, take the ball loose. Don't lose your parts. Should be a bolt with a little red washer on it. And then we got to get the bolt off. That's going to be the tricky part. And I have a pair of channel locks here, so good luck on that one. And that kind of takes it loose. Now I want to show you something that, you know, these things sit. I hope you can see just how bad these can be, even though they look clean and new on the outside. Just clean and new on the outside. Now you can see how bad that is. There's no way that this is going to work. And if you did get it working in that condition, it's just going to mess up some more. So let's get that cleaned up, you know. And the first thing we want to do is try to get that float off. And for that, I have my needle nose, and I'm going to have to work that. Mine's kind of stuck, so I'm going to have to use some cleaner on it. This is for a customer. I like to make sure I take care of them. They work me pretty hard here. That's alright. Ain't nothing I can't handle. Do all the time. I'm going to keep working on that and you work on yours. Well, I got her in. And I hope yours ain't as hard as mine was. I will clean her up and then it go back a lot smoother. And as you can see, that is still a freaking mess. Now, when you take these out, tilt them back. And then slowly work them out. Yeah, I had one the other day that was pretty bad like this. But you know, they come out. Just sit that aside for right now. That little baffle plate right there kind of aggravates me because I sure would like to take all this off without taking that off. But it's on there pretty good, so I'm not going to force it. Like I always say, don't force nothing on a carburetor because it will get even with you. Now you just take your cleaner, clean that off as best you can with your cleaner. You might even want to Let her sit in the cleaner, because you know if yours is as bad as this one, it's probably going to need it. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to drop this thing down in my cleaner for a while. And we'll get at it. Well, we finally got her cleaned up. Got the float back on. Ain't it funny how it's a different color? You know what I mean? Just a different color. Then we cleaned the bowl up. And as you remember earlier in the video, this thing wasn't even recognizable. I mean, that's pretty bad when it ain't recognizable. So, we're going to stick this back together and put it back on. So we got this here. We got the dispensable bolt. We tighten that up, just snug it. And we're done. Make sure you get that cleaned up.